Hey, welcome back to the podcast, The Rancher Way Show. Lacy here. I'm joining you alone because this week I am visiting Mary Jo in Bismarck, North Dakota. So super happy and grateful to be here. And she let me bum her podcast studio off of her. So thank you for that, Mary Jo. Today, I want to talk about a recent client conversation that I had. And this is a subject that keeps coming up often. And it's the load fee that is associated with deposit option payments. So if you are already a client or you're exploring, you have the book, you're going to read about deposit option payments. And what this is, they are extra premium that you are allowed to pay into the policy each year over and above the required premium of your policy. So this recent conversation that I had kind of went like this. Hey, ready to move forward, really like what you've shown me, but I'm kind of hung up on this 8% load fee that's associated with the deposit option payments. And can you explain that more to me? So when we have a deposit option payment, yes, there is an 8% administration fee that is charged by the life insurance company. It's not an extra bill that you're going to receive. 8% is taken off of the top of that deposit option payment. So let's say you made a $10,000 contribution to your deposit option. They are going to take right off the top $800. What does this $800 go to? And sometimes it's a surprise. So I made some notes here on my phone, but basically it's administration fees that the life insurance company charges because they are a business. In order to run a successful business, they have to have revenue. What does that 8% go to? So first and foremost, it goes to administration fees, expenses to run the life insurance company. They can't run a successful business without revenue. What is interesting, the next thing that it goes to is premium tax. So we're in Canada, we're used to being taxed on everything. So life insurance companies are charged premium tax by the province, and each province is different. So I won't get into the exact percentages that's charged. But life insurance companies do not charge GST like traditional businesses do. They are charged a premium tax by the life insurance company. So part of that 8% fee goes to pay the premium tax that the life insurance company is charged. You're never going to receive an extra bill for tax. This premium tax is built right into your premiums. And then the other part of this 8% goes to the advisors in the form of compensation. So we are not on salary by the life insurance company. We're independent contractors, brokers to the life insurance company, and we work on commission. So part of that 8% pays us for the work that we do for them. So if you pay $10,000, they took $800 off of it for these fees, you have $9,200 left. So $9,200 is going to go to purchasing more death benefit or paid up additions, as you will see it in the book and on your illustrations when you meet with us. $9,200 is purchasing more death benefit. So you're purchasing more death benefit. You're our client. We are helping the insurance company sell more death benefit, so we're compensated for that. Insurers are charged this tax, so they have to pay premium tax to the province. The administration fees, so expenses to run a profitable business. And when we have a life insurance policy, we want to make sure it's with the profitable company. And then compensation. Now, the next part of this conversation with this client was, don't let the nickel hide the dime. I don't know. He had never heard that saying or the terminology. And so I said, I want to challenge you that you are letting the nickel hide the dime. Because in our previous session, I went through your illustration and I showed you where your policy cash flows. So that's when your cash flow has grown year over year enough that it could cover your premium. I showed you that. I showed you your break-even point, which usually occurs if you've met with us or you meet with us in the future. Your break-even point usually occurs between year 7 and 11. I said I showed you that, where you have access to more cash value than you've paid in premium. And then I also showed where If you live to be 100 and you pay premiums all the way to age 100, I showed you at what age you will have access to as much premium as this policy can ever take. And so I don't want you to get hung up on letting the nickel hide the dime or hung up on this 8% fee. Yes, there is an 8% fee. Is it the end of the world? No, because every time you're making a deposit option payment, you are increasing your death benefit. You're increasing the amount of cash value that you have access to. And ultimately, if you look down your illustration when you meet with us, you will see your cash flow point. You will see your break-even point. You will see the point at which your dividends can cover your premium. Are dividends guaranteed? No, but they've been paid for over a century in Canada. So we look at those. We take those into consideration. And then you're also going to see where you have access to more cash value than you could ever pay in premium in the policy. So is the trade-off far greater than the 8% that we're giving up right off the hop? 100%. Yes, it is. And whenever you get it, you'll see it. Whenever you see what the problem is where we store our money at the traditional bank, you'll see how the guaranteed growth in the policies, the contractual agreements that say that your cash value and your death benefit have to grow, you'll start to see why I say don't let the nickel hide the dime. So I encourage you, as always, infinite banking requires us to rethink our thinking, as Nelson would say. We can never stop rethinking our thinking because we've been taught to think in a certain way. And the way we've done money since we were old enough to talk and walk, we've been taught a certain way. And now we're trying to undo all of that and learn a different way and implement a different financial philosophy. And that doesn't always happen overnight. We need to continue to come back and remind ourselves why we chose this path, what our goals were when we started, what is it going to look like for me if I fully commit to this lifestyle and to what this policy can do for me. We have to keep long range in mind. Put the blinders on to the outside noise because I've said it 100 times. We can get an answer to anything we want by turning on our phone and doing a quick search. If we want to search why infinite banking is going to work for me, we'll find an answer. If we want to search why infinite banking is not going to work for me, we'll get an answer. And so you have to be even myself, we have to be confident in the choice that we've made to implement infinite banking and adopt this as a financial lifestyle. We have to be secure and we have to put the blinders on and the earplugs in and trudge ahead to meet the goals that we initially started out with. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit better what the load fee is and why it's not a big deal and why we need to look at the bigger picture when doing this. So your first step, as always, head over to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Leave us a 5-star review. We would really, really appreciate that. Your first step is purchasing the book. And we don't meet with you until you've read the book. So head over to our website, ranchyourway.com. Purchase your book. You're going to get the paperback copy that's sitting beside me, plus the audio book. This is a game changer to have the audio book because you're in the tractor, you're in the feed truck, maybe you're a husband and wife, one's in the feed truck, one's at home. Both of you can take the content in different formats and do your education. So you'll know by the time you get to the end of the book, you're going to know whether it resonates with you and whether you want to meet with us. So you're going to get access to our calendar after you've read the book, and you're going to be able to book a time with us, and we'll see what it looks like for you. So have a great week. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye.
So glad you leaned in with us on the Win A podcast. We truly hope you're feeling more informed and empowered to take another step towards optimizing your financial life. Right now, make sure you hit subscribe so you can keep growing and learning with us. Until next time, we wish you prosperity in every area of your life.